promised you that I was going to introduce you to two organizations today that help save and build lives. One of them is from Donate a Life, is that correct? Donate Life.
I'm actually from an organization called One Legacy.
Michael, hello and welcome to Kababayan, LA. You're a procurement transplant coordinator.
You got it.
Yes, and what does a procurement transplant coordinator do?
Well, I'm basically the clinical coordinator that comes out to different hospitals. The organization is called an organ procurement organization, so we go by territories, and One Legacy basically covers that jurisdiction for Southern California except San Diego. They have their own, it's called Life Sharing, and then we have two other organizations up north. And so when a potential recipient or potential organ donor is called in by the hospital, I'm one of the clinical coordinators that come out, evaluate suitability for that particular donor or potential donor at that time. And then, you know, when it comes time, when it's appropriate, usually because of a devastating brain injury, gunshot wound to the head, motor vehicular accidents. And so once all the efforts of the hospital are considered futile and they say it's a non-survivable injury, and then they'll be declared brain dead.
Okay, so then you come in to take care of the organs that are going to be donated.
Well, the process basically starts with a commitment from the family, and so we'll talk to the family about end-of-life decisions, one of which is bringing up the topic of donation.
And we're talking about organ transplant this afternoon on Kababayan, LA. You're talking about the family, if it's okay with them to donate organs of their loved ones, and that is what this couple did, Sally and Noel. God bless you. I know it's not very easy. We're going to talk about your story in just a little while, but Michael, going back to you, what is the issue right now? Statistics. How difficult is it to get organs?
With everything out there, I think there's always a disconnect between the supply and demand. And so there's very little supply with so much demand. Like right now, there's about 115,000 waiting for organ transplant at this point. And nationally, we are probably able to accommodate about 10% of that. If we come in on a little bit on a smaller scale, out of that 115,000, about 20% of that are Californians.
Okay, and that's different organs. And I kind of know why we're having difficulty here. Not everyone consents to donating organs. And even those that consent to donating, they have to be evaluated because certain diseases disqualify them from donating their organs, right?
Right.
And that is why we're very thankful that Sally and Noel here have consented to donating Elijah's organs. Elijah was 14 years old. He was hit by a car, died in that accident. Tell us your story.
Okay, so it was one fateful morning when he was going to school, and when he crossed the street, a pickup truck hit my son. So I got a call saying that he was hit by a truck. So we brought him right away in the emergency room.
So buhay pa siya noon?
Well, actually he was already unconscious the whole time. I never talked to him, you know. That was it. I only talked to him the night before, and that was it.
And what gave you, what made you decide to donate his organs? Did you encounter that too, what Michael was saying, you know, it just happened, it's very fresh, you didn't want to think about it yet?
Yeah, for a moment. You know, when they approached us and asked us about the donating the organs, we did not have a hard time thinking about it because we know it is the right thing. We just excused ourselves for a moment because we wanted to you know, to pray about it. Actually, when they asked us for the donation, we went to our car and called our pastor from the Philippines, and we just wanted, you know, confirmation and assurance that we are not doing any violation of biblical principles with what we're doing. So he said, it's the right thing, go ahead. And so we went back to the hospital and said, let's do it.
And I think not just according to the Bible, you know, common sense would tell us if you donate the organs to somebody else, then that person lives. So in a way, your son, a part of your son lives in that person, right?
That's right.
How many organs were donated to how many different people?
There were 7 organs.
7 organs to how many people?
I think 7 people.
7 people. Yeah. So it's like you have 7 sons now, right?
That's right.
And tell me about the letters, because I know that these people, because you gave them life through the death of your son, now you know they keep in touch with you.
Yes, we received actually 4 letters from 4 different people, 4 different recipients. And one of them is Sam, who is a lung recipient. And her story is that since 2004, she was completely dependent on oxygen 24/7.
Wow.
Yeah, she was so weak, and she couldn't even hold her grandson, who is only 7 pounds. And so after the transplant, he gave us a letter, and she said, "This has been a monumental year for me and my family. My 60th birthday fast approaches, and I feel more alive now than I did 15 years ago. For the first time in my life, I have been able to carry my grandchildren and dance with them. We go for long walks and play with ladybugs. We play kickball and play games on the floor. I am able to venture out my home free of oxygen tubes and tanks. No longer am I held prisoner in my own home. My sister and I have not been close over the years. She, being a transplant recipient of 14 years, has brought us much closer. For the first time in my life, I participated in a 5K walk."
Wow, that is
for charity.
That is so touching. You know, Michael, very quickly, because we're running out of time. I know, though, that you also match, right?
Right.
Like a 14-year-old's lungs was given to, how old was she? 60 something.
She
That's
was,
okay.
Definitely. Yeah, they'll start matching them based on their blood type, based on tissue compatibility, and basically what happens is the donor's blood and the actual recipient's blood are put together and see if they're going to react.
All right, very quickly, how can we help?
Signing up in the donor registry is one of them. Basically, we have to all deal with the fact that death is a part of life. And signing up on the donor registry basically tells our loved ones, and talking about it with our friends and family is really important about, making our wishes known as far as what we want to do next in our life.
And very quick message from a parent.
And I assure you, healing will be faster if they know that the life of your loved one who passed away has been meaningful, because people need a second chance.
That's a very beautiful message. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today.
You're welcome.
And God bless you. Thank you also,
God
Michael.
bless you
Good
too.
luck. And another organization that helps save lives. When we return on the show, don't go away.